Hola estudiantes! Today we're going to learn about the verb gustar with nouns. Please have your note guide out and ready as I talk about this important concept. So in Spanish, in semester 1, we learned the verb gustar with the infinitive. Let's review that because a good understanding of this fundamental of the fundamentals of gustar will help you understand gustar with nouns. So we know that the verb gustar is used to talk about what people like to do, and we can use the phrase me gusta plus the infinitive. Remember, an infinitive ends with AR, ER, and IR. It's the most basic form of the verb. We learned many of these verbs in semester 1, verbs like comer, to read, or leer, comer, to eat, or leer, to read, or escribir, to write. What I want you to do right now is have your note guide out. I'm going to talk about the verb gustar, and I want you to fill in the English gustar sentence as I talk about the Spanish gustar sentence. So in Spanish, if I want to say I like, me gusta, you like, te gusta, he or she likes, le gusta, we like, nos gusta, and they like, les gusta. I could say something like, me gusta dibujar, I like to draw, or te gusta comer, you like to eat, or le gusta beber, he or she likes to drink. Or nos gusta andar, we like to walk. Or les gusta estudiar, they like to study. Remember, I can use pronouns right before the me, te, le, nos, and les to add emphasis. It's optional and it's not something that we have to do. So now let me talk a little bit about the new concept, gustar with nouns. The verb gustar agrees with what comes after it. To talk about another way to say it is to talk about the things that people like, we use gustar plus the noun. Notice that the singular and plural forms match what is liked, not the person who likes it. So in this Unidad 3, lección 1, we're talking about a lot of different foods in Spanish, like pan, or comida, or cereal. In Spanish, the verb gustar agrees with what comes directly after it. So if I'm talking about something plural, like las bebidas, I would make my verb gustar agree with it by adding an in, gustan. If I'm talking about something that's singular, like pan, I just say gusta. Let me show you some gustar verbs, and the noun that comes right after it is singular. And then I'll show you some plural ones. So for example, if I wanted to say, a mí me gusta la sopa, it would be saying, I like soup. As you can see, my noun, gusta, is plural to agree with sopa. I could say, a ti te gusta la sopa, you like the soup. A ella or a él le gusta la sopa, he or she likes the soup. A usted le gusta la sopa, he or she likes the soup, and I'm using the usted form to show formality. A nosotros nos gusta la sopa, we like the soup. A ustedes le gusta la sopa, they like the soup. And a ellos or a ellas les gusta la sopa, they like the soup. As you can see, I'm adding the pronoun right before it to add emphasis. Remember, that's optional. You don't have to do it. Now let's focus on the plural, some plural nouns. And hopefully you'll notice that the verb gustar is plural by adding an in, gustan. I could say, a mí me gustan los jugos, I like the juices. A ti te gustan los jugos, you like the juices. A él or a ella les gustan los jugos, he or she likes the juices. A usted le gustan los jugos, he or she likes the juices, and we're using the usted form to show formality, so we want to show respect. A nosotros nos gustan los jugos, we like the juices. A ustedes les gustan los jugos, or a ellos or a ellas les gustan los jugos. As you can see, I'm using the verb gustan because the noun that comes right after is plural. Remember, in Spanish, the way that we make nouns plural is we usually just add an s, just like we do in English. Okay, let's talk about some examples. Please have out your note guide, and I want you to fill in the correct form of gustar. And it might be a good idea to stop the video right now and fill it in on your own, and then you can kind of decide or you can kind of guess, and then you can check your answer. I think that would be a good idea to see if you understand this, this verb. Okay, so in Spanish, the verb, I would use the first one, a ti te gustan las bebidas, because bebidas is plural. I would say, a ti te gusta el almuerzo, a ella le gusta el yogur, a nosotros nos gustan los cereales, a mí me gusta la comida, a ellos les gustan las hamburguesas, y a ti te gustan los huevos. So hopefully you understand gustar. What I want you to do right now is I want you to use page 145 or page 159 in your book, because that's where the vocabulary is for Unidad 3, lección 1. And it also has some more resources for gustar with nouns. And I want you to answer this question. ¿Qué te gusta comer? What do you like to eat? And I want you to write it in a complete sentence. Maybe give 3 examples. So you could say something like, a mí me gustan las uvas, las bebidas, y los cereales. Write an example of 3 things that you'd like to eat. Make sure that your verb gustar is either singular or plural to agree with the noun that comes directly after it. And we'll share some of these sentences tomorrow in class. Also, please be ready for your flip mini quiz tomorrow. 5 points, 5 questions over gustar with nouns. Muchas gracias. Hasta luego.